floor basically roughed in, the next point to do is to go around the floor and mark our spots where we want to place all of our pins. I have a lot of Zamek pins here, so basically what we want to do is we want to be in about 4 inches from the edge of about 4 to 6 inches from the edge of the plywood, and then we want to place them every 12 inches on a grid. So we're just going to take some time, we'll mark them all out, and then we'll be drilling them out and putting our pins in, and then our floor will be finished. So this piece here is only 8 inches wide, so we kind of have to go into the middle of it by default. So we'll go in the middle there. About 4 feet, so we're a little over 4 feet. That's fine. Doesn't have to be exactly 12 inches, but we're just gonna put one right about here, right about here, and right about here, and that'll just pin this front piece, and then just go from the rest of the boards. Just start putting them in. Again, we want to start off about 6 inches in. Anywhere 4 to 6 inches in is fine. Okay, the next thing, now that we've got our all our divot holes marked, is to actually drill the divots. Now we're going to do this in 2 steps. I've got a spade bit here, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to use this to drill a 1-inch hole that's about 1/4 of an inch deep. And the reason for that is that when we install our Zamek pins, we need to put the head below the surface of the plywood so that we can cover it up later and not have a whole bunch of bumps throughout the floor. So now that we used 3/4 inch plywood for the floor, and this will actually give us about 1/2 inch for the head of the Zamek pin to grab. Now the spade bit, of course, is a really wide bit with a little point, a small tip for piloting, and that we're going to use that pilot hole later to line up for the drilling through the concrete with the concrete bit, and then after that we're going to be using these Zamek pins. Now the Zamek pins, basically the way they work is they're a sleeve and they've got this nail in them, and when you push the nail through, it expands the bottom, and it's permanently in there. Once you've expanded that bottom, you are never getting that out, not unless you break the concrete. So yeah, that'll be permanent adhesion. Of course, it's got a little lip here that'll catch the. We'll be drilling a 1/4 inch hole, and then that will catch onto the plywood. And then this here, of course, is the head that we have to cover. So that's why we have to drill our divots about 1/4 inch deep. And then what we'll do after we've put all the Zamek pins in, we'll go over everything with some self-leveling floor compound, and just level that all off, and it'll be ready for tiling. You want to go about 1/4 inch deep, just enough to cover the head of the pin once you've got it fully inserted. So, and it's pretty repetitive work. So. Just kind of use your judgment. Okay, well, there's a couple of ways to ensure that you don't drill too deep. One is to use one of these little collars here. They just fit over your drill bit, and then you just tighten it down with a hex key, and that prevents you from going too deep. Now the other way. That's what I'm going to do is just use a piece of tape and just watch how deep you're drilling. Okay, now it's time to pin this thing to the floor, and I've got a couple of different drills here. I've got myself a concrete hammer drill with 1/4 inch bits so I can make holes for my Zamic pins. I also have a regular drill, and what this is for is just to go through the rest of the wood. I've got things are piloted with the tip of the spade bit, and this will just go the rest of the way through the wood and through the styrofoam underneath until we get to the concrete. Now, the reason I do that is just because the concrete bit it doesn't go through wood very well, or well, it'll go through styrofoam without an issue, but it's not the best thing to go through wood. It tends to pulverize and punch and split and everything instead. So we'll just properly make our hole with regular drill, and then we'll go through the concrete with the hammer drill. Now, the Zamic pins I'm using are 3 inches long, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to drill about 3 1/4 inches. That just leaves a little bit of room at the bottom there, just for any dust or anything that might be in the hole. I'm going to give it a shot of air here, just to blow it out. It might make things a little dusty in here, but you know, I'll drill to my depth, give it a shot of air, and then we'll punch this in and hammer it down, and we just go from hole to hole. Now we're going to start along the wall here where we started laying our plywood, and we're just going to go systematically right across the floor, and every single hole where we piloted, we're going to sink one of these little pins. And after that, this floor isn't going to move. It'll be just as firm as the concrete down below, and you'll have a nice insulated floor. Now, this can be a little noisy and has the potential to be a little dusty. So if you're got any kind of breathing issues, you're going to want to get yourself a dust mask for this. Close off your nose so you don't get dirt all over the whole house, and have at her. So.